Hey guys, good evening. Good evening. This is Jonathan. I'll bring myself in here for real quick. This is Jonathan. I'm so excited to be with you tonight. Tonight, we're going to take her for a spin. We're going to stretch her legs. We're going to dive right into Scribble Funnels. This is going to be an exciting ride tonight. We're going to just make sure what Scribble Funnels is all about. I can't stop talking about this because it's enabled me to build some things that, quite frankly, was just a brutal nightmare in times past. So, without further ado, let's begin to just talk about a few things. Now, I am reading, first of all, before you build a funnel, I have all the respect in the world for a guy named Russell Brunson. Okay. He created a platform called ClickFunnels, and I am not opposed to it. I don't feel I'm in competition. I feel like I'm bringing some credibility to it. But it's very expensive for the guy that's just beginning or doesn't quite understand the technology and all that. And even Russell Brunson tells you that his program is not for beginners. And that's why he has to take you through 30 to 60 days of training for you to figure out where things are. But he does have a great book here. It's called Traffic Secrets. Now, I read this, and the key to this business, guys, the key to the business of funnels and all that is to make sure that you are aware that a storm is coming. Well, it has come. This was written in 2018, by the way. A storm did come last year. It did. It was called COVID-19. We've got to reinvent ourselves. We can't keep doing the same things the same way that we were 20 years ago. Let me tell you my story. A year ago, about this time, I was told to stop being in the physical world. I had to go into the virtual world. Well, I helped a lot of companies generate leads at home shows, boat shows, trade shows, county fairs, festivals, things like that. We'd help them set up a booth, staff the event, train their people, help show them how to generate leads, show them how to cultivate the lead. Did everything in the physical world, guys. I would even go so far as to go out and train their sales staff in the homes and what to do with the leads. I could bring them to a close fairly quickly. But then something happened. It was called COVID-19. A tornado went through, kind of like it was called Dreco, that went through Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the middle part of Iowa, just kind of wiped it out in a minute. That's kind of where I was. I was stuck. All these clients that I had, and now I had to produce. I had to show them a different way of doing things. One of my favorite books that was written was called No Excuses by a guy named Kyle Maynard. The interesting thing is Kyle Maynard was a collegiate wrestling champion. But see, he was a wrestling champion, and he wrote this book called No Excuses. The thing about Kyle, you're saying, well, that's no big deal. Well, Kyle, my friend, was born with no arms and no legs, and he's a collegiate wrestling champion. And in order for him to win in this in his world, he had to come up with some new ways to win. He couldn't do the old things. Another young man came against a giant in the army, and the king at the time said, "Here, use my armor," because nobody else wanted to face this giant. But here's this little guy, and he comes up, and he's just got a slingshot. Maybe you know the story. It's David and Goliath. And David came to the king, and the king said, "Here, you're going to need this equipment." David said, "I can't work with that. I'm not used to that. I got to find a new way to win. I can't go with your way. I got to find a new way to win." And I think we're going to have to find a new way to win when it comes to, if you want to succeed in the business world, you are going to have to find a new way to win. You are going to have to get clear on getting clear. In this book, I will tell you that I read this, and I tell you, I have said this for a year. I believe that exposure getting your name out there is greater than expertise. It means more. Get your name out there. Work harder on getting advertising and support and finding the leads and finding the right leads, finding quality people that want to talk with you versus talking to everybody that doesn't want to talk with you. Now, and I basically read this and and it was like, my gosh, he put this in the book. I've been telling people this for years. And I've been telling people all this for the last year. I'm going to read you exactly what he says. This is coming out of the book called Traffic Secrets. I'm big into that. I'm not against Russell Brunson, and I'm not anti ClickFunnels. This is just an alternative. ClickFunnels starts at $97 a month. We start at $24 a month. Okay. Scribble Funnels is easy. It's not for you don't have to be technically inclined. It's easy to do. When you get the basics down, we can help you with the basics. When you get the basics down, you will find this is easier to use and you get a lot more for your $24 than you do for $97. All the thing is with ClickFunnels, it's a vehicle, but you still have to put the gas in it. Same thing with Scribble Funnels. You got to put the gas in it. They're both going to work very similar. They're all both going to generate very similar results, but you just got to put the gas in it. If you don't step on the gas pedal, I don't care what kind of car you're in. You could be in the best superstar Ford Mustang, Porsche, whatever it is, Lamborghini. But if you don't press on that gas pedal, guess what? That car is like no other car on the showroom floor. That car is like nobody else's car. It is exactly it only works when you put the gas in and step on that gas pedal. So this is what he said in his book. He said he talks about his friend, a chiropractor, but then he goes on to say he said, I went to college. He talks about this. He said, I went to college for 4 years to get my degree. And then I spent an additional 4 years at chiropractic college to become a chiropractor. In all that time, not once did they ever talk about how to actually get patients to come to my clinic. Isn't that unbelievable? They can lock up an entrepreneur for 8 years to teach them a skill, but not even spend 10 minutes showing them how to market that skill. To me, it's the biggest problem with our education system, and it's one of the biggest issues that plague new entrepreneurs in any market. They believe that if they build a great product or create an amazing company, the customers will automatically follow, and this could not be farther from the truth. They happily invest in coaching. Now, hear me. They happily invest in coaching, product creation, design, education, almost anything. But when you tell them to buy ads on Facebook or Google or build a website or funnel, they tell you they're not ready yet, or they look at you like you got horns growing out of your head. Okay. Now we're going to get into the Scribble Funnels, but I want to build a foundation for you so that you're not just learning in vain. Okay. You got to be committed to this thing. You don't try funnels. You don't try websites. You've got to be committed. If you are not committed, then I'm one that's committed that they could commit. I'm so committed. They want to commit me. You got to be like Thomas Edison, that has so much tenacity that you're not going to give up, that you're going to believe in this, that you can do it, that you will do it, that you are going to do it. You've got to have a belief. No matter what you do, you got to be married to the thing. You've got to fall in love with your idea, because if you fall in love with your idea, I'm telling you what, when we fall in love, we open doors that we wouldn't open before. And when we fall in love, doors are opened that are not open before. But you've got to be committed to this thing. You don't just try it. You got to be committed to it. And you've got to be committed to traffic, that you want traffic. The key is traffic. But then once you got the traffic, where are you going to send them to? You know, I've seen a lot of people that will invest in their, and we're going to get right into having some fun, taking this for a spin. We're going to learn what the widgets will do. We're going to learn what Scribble Funnels can do for you at a very cost-effective rate. Now, let's see. We've got a comment out there. Hey, hey, Clive. Clive is a dedicated soul, man. Dedicated soul. Talked to him last night. He's going to have his paid account by this Thursday. Aren't you, Clive? Clive is hungry, man. Clive is not going to let anything stand in his way. He is a part of the fellowship, committed to doing whatever it takes. He won't be bought, detoured, diluted, or backed away. He is done with low living, sight walking, smooth knees, colorless dreams, tame vision, and dwarfed goals and chintzy living. He's done with all that. He's done with all that. He's moving forward. So my question to you is, what are you going to do to push the envelope? You know, a lot of people talk about their Facebook and their pages and their groups, but I can tell you this, it's about list building today. Because I can tell you this, Facebook, I'm not all about Facebook ads. Did you know that Facebook ads can shut you down, can close you down? If all you do is Facebook ads, they can shut you down in a New York minute just by blocking your account. Okay? They can. If you're not spending over $10,000 a month in Facebook advertising, they really don't like you. They don't like you. You know, so how do you get around that? You've got to build an environment. You've got to build an environment where you can start every place that you are at. You're on Instagram. My God, you should have a link to your website. You're posting a picture about your kids. Share a link to your website. Because here's the thing: you have a 100% chance of somebody clicking on your link, or maybe 50. There's a 50% chance somebody will click on your link. Somebody will. Okay. But you got a 100% chance of them not clicking on your link and not finding you and not finding your valuable service if you don't provide them any place to go. You might say, well, I tell them to go to my Facebook group. But you're not collecting an email address. You're not collecting anything that down the road. Yes, you can get clients. I can show you how to get a client. I've got a course that I take people through. I can show you how to get a client in the next 5 days. I can show you how to get a client. But getting a client isn't the end game. You've got to do more. You got to put futures out there. You've got to know that where you're going in 6 months. What's it look like in 6 months? Not what's it look like in 6 days. You're saying, what if I don't get a client in the next 6 days? What if I don't get a client for the next 6 months? Okay. So I've got to figure out a way to get passive income to come in, even if Facebook were to shut me down tomorrow. They've been blocking people's accounts. It's been proven. They're censoring people left and right. So I don't want to put all my eggs in that basket. But there's MeWe and there's Parler and there's Twitter and there's all these other social marketing avenues. So you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. And there's LinkedIn. You're going to be a professional, but you don't have a LinkedIn account. Okay. Now, it's going to take some work. I mean, if you imagine working in this for 40 hours in a week, it's going to take some work, okay? So we're going to get into looking at the fun side of Scribble Funnels, but it's work. It's work. And if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, but you're going to have to put some discipline into this. I mean, you're going to have to get a domain name, and we can help you that with Clive. You're going to have to get a domain name. You're going to have to get a website. Here's the thing. If I post something of value, do you see my link in this video? Because it may not be today that I get 500 viewers on this video. But I'll tell you what, as I continue, guess what? I may not get the viewership today that I'd like, but in 6 months, somebody pops on my video. They're learning about funnels and widgets and stuff like that. And then they see this fire of a guy. He's not just talking about technology and trying to be boring about it. But he's talking about life, and he's talking about being prepared, and he's talking about something that makes sense, and getting out of my own way, and doing the things necessary for me to drive traffic. So it may not happen today for me, just like it didn't happen for Joseph for 17 years or 13 years. He had to go through what he had to go through to get to where he had to go. But along the way, he was making decisions to stay the course, to focus on where he was called to. So I just want to make that clear as we go into learning about ScribbleFunnels and the importance. The importance is have yourself a website, have yourself a landing page, get yourself a lead magnet. Kyle, you're giving away a course, or you're doing a course on Saturday. I don't know if you're charging. I don't know the way that it's built that way, but you could have a link to drive people to. Every time you talk about that course, you have a link that says, here's the information. Go to this link. If they click on that link, they land on your page. The chances are higher of them landing on your page. And if you have a good offer, if you have a hook, a story, and an offer, and it's an irresistible offer, and you got an ethical bribe, you're going to give them something for their email address. Because at the end of the day, guys, if you're not building your list, if that is not your main prerogative, I'm not talking about your Facebook's list, because you can have 5,000 friends in Facebook, and Facebook only lets you communicate with 25 of them. If you start messaging people like, I like to send out motivational messages in the morning. If I'm not careful, if I get to 49, I got to stop. I got to count the messages, because they'll put me in Facebook jail. So why in the world am I going to build my business on the backs of somebody that I'm just going to build my business on the idea that I can talk to 50 people a day? I could send them a message with my link in it. Now, if you start sending links, they'll think you're spamming people, and you'll get reported. So you have to be careful about the messages that you send out. So I would rather build an email list to where I could communicate with you on a regular basis. Because here's the rule of thumb. For the average person out there, if you're somewhat of a decent marketer email wise, and these are things you can learn, but if you're somewhat a marketer email wise, you're going to earn 30 cents US dollar per name per month. Let me tell you that again. The reason it's so damn important to build a list, and it's such a hard thing to get across to people. They're like, well, my course isn't finished yet. Well, it's too much for me to take on right now. What is it going to be when you don't have any income coming in? When is it going to be too much for you to handle to get on the bandwagon? Take proactive action. It's like life insurance. People don't have life insurance. We live as though we're not going to die, but yet we're all going to. I want to have life insurance to protect my family and to protect those that I love when I'm gone. It's called proactive. Well, I want to protect my business right now. I don't want to say, well, I don't need that stuff right now because I'm not there yet. I don't know. You got to get there. You got to get there, guys. This is what it's about. So build your list. Every waking moment of the day, you should be focused on, how can I get that landing page? How can I build that website? How can I get that lead magnet going so that I can start building my list? Because if my list is 100 people, I'm making $3 a month. Oh, that doesn't excite me. If my list is 500 people, I'm making $15 a month. But if my list is 1,000 people, it's $30 a month. But if my list is 5,000 people, I'm making at least $1,500 to $5,000. It's 30 cents a name to $1. That's the rule of thumb with emails, if you're marketing them effectively. Now, anybody that tells you don't need a list, they're not thinking about your future in 10 years and 5 years. If you have a consistent list of followers, That now I can start sharing with them information after my lead magnet. The lead magnet is just the beginning. It's now I've built my list and now I can market them effectively. And now my business is starting to turn. And this is where I want to be. I've got coaches that still can't get them convinced. If you're doing a Facebook Live on your profile, share your link. If it's in your group, share your link. If you're in a group and they allow you to share your link, share your link. I don't have a link. Well, get a link. I can't be any more animated about it. And then Scribble Funnels is going to allow you to do it for a minimum of $24 a month. Now people say, that's a lot of money, John. So is running a business. I mean, you know why they call it entrepreneur? Because manure doesn't sound too good. Entrepreneur and manure rhyme for a reason. They could have just called it emerging manures. Because manures and entrepreneurs have a lot in common. They have a potential to cause things to grow. They both stink from time to time. And there's a lot of crap in both of them. That's why they call it being an entrepreneur. That's why they call it that. They should have just called it it's the shit. Excuse me, Clive. I didn't, but that's what it is. An entrepreneur is somebody that jumps off the cliff, builds the plane on the way down. And if you're fortunate enough to be in a plane, when you jump out, you're sewing your parachute. That's the joy of being an entrepreneur. There's no steady income. There's no guarantee. In fact, Helen Keller said in life, there's no guarantees. Life should be a daring adventure or absolutely nothing at all. So now that I've built the foundation, are you hungry to build your list? It's fun to play with games and play with this software. And I love this software. I can't get enough of it. I dive into it every day, but I can tell you a year ago, I sat there and I was saying, God, there's got to be a better way. I was getting so frustrated. And I hung my head on my desk and I cried. And I said, God, why are you allowing me to go through this dissatisfaction? And why am I had dealt with Groove funnels, drop funnels, click funnels. I said there's no more fun in funnels. I did not want to do another funnel. I was so frustrated with integrations and this not working, and it's not my cup of tea. I'm a salesman. I'm a lead generator. I'm a trainer. I'm a motivator. I'm a coach. I'm a transformational coach. All I want to do is transform lives. That's it. I don't want to mess with this stuff. I don't want to mess with this stuff, God. Why are you allowing me to go through this hell? And God said, because I want you to be the better way. I want you to provide a better way. So I got together with some people and we come up with something called Scribble Funnels. Now I've said all that. I'm at 24 minutes and I even showed you the software. But I just felt in my spirit that I no matter who watches this and when, my gosh, I wanted to change your life. I wanted to give you some passion. That God wanted me to be the better way. God may want you to be the better way in your coaching and your transformational coaching and he may have you come up with a better way of doing things. But let's just dive right in here. Let's bring it in and let's show you Scribble Funnels. Okay. This is the booking app where you can have your own calendar. You're saying, what's that look like, John? Well, I'll show you here real quick. If you wanted to have your own calendar, it's going to look like It's going to look like one of mine. I'll show you what one of mine looks like. It's right within our brand. It's right within our who we are, but I'll just show it to you here. And let me just see if I can, I'll stop this one. And I'm going to share another tab open here. There we go. I'll share it with you. This is a finished product, guys. This is really quick. If you want to set an appointment with me, you can set an appointment at scribblefunnels.com/success call. So if anybody wants to set, doesn't that look nice? So I've got my own branded program within Scribble Funnels. This is so I would click on, say, if I want to meet me tomorrow, and then these are the times that I have available. And then I would go to, or if I want to go up here to the 22nd, these are the times I have available. So I click that. My name and my email. It's a good idea to have your name and email so you could actually do this even if you don't create a full website or a funnel. You can create your own branded email and you can ask for their name and email address, or branded booking page, their calendar. So you get rid of the Calendly app. No more Calendly. And this is all you, and you can do a lot more than this. You can add videos and things like that, but that's what that looks like. So we're going to stop that. We're going to come back to this here, and you'll have to forgive me because I'm on one screen here, but I can tell you that there is a lot that you can do with this program. Let's get back to the builder here. And as I promised, we're going to get right into here we go. I'll share this. And so if you're at your builder, I mean, there's so many templates. How many leads are you losing because of a bad landing page? How about, let's just change that to no landing page. What if you can learn how to build high converting landing pages? Learn how the colors provoke the people's behavior. And then you put your testimonials in here. But all this is built out for you. You can do anything that you want in here. If you want this basically moved, you can move it. I'm going to discard here. But the widgets, so it's rebuilding it. Okay, here's all the widgets. So we have a heading. So if I want to put a text heading, any text, a button, a container, icon section, icons. What's an icon? I'll show you here. So let's just go down and let's just build a block right here. We're going to just add an empty block. So I can show you what those are. These are things that you can start having fun with and having to do with. But if we add let's do an icon section. Let's just pull it right out there. And then you just choose your icon. There it is. You can expand that out if you want. Oop. We can edit the column settings. We can add a gradient. We can make that 2 columns. So we've got this over here and that over here. We can make that 5 columns. So now I can add a widget here. Let's say I want to do a slider of images there. I can drag and drop. I can add images. So I can add a layer, I can add confirm, I can add images, empty folder here. So I would just upload a file and then I would close out of that. So let's hit cancel there. And then now it doesn't put anything in there because I didn't actually put an image in there yet. So I can change the width of these columns. I can change the space in between. So it's up to you on how you do this. So then what else is I've got available? I've got videos and audio. So if I want to put an audio in, let's say I've got an audio for my, let's say this is the strangest secret. Now I can select an audio file. So I would upload a file. And if I go here to strangest secret, well, looky there. I've got an audio file. I open that up. Unfortunately, oops, MP3. So I got to do that again. So I find that strangest secret tells you what you need. So I don't have it. I need an MP3, but that's fine. You can do a WAV file. You can convert those files, but I'm just showing you that's what you can do. This is you can add anything. Hey, that's fine. You can watch this later. Anyway, guys, this is an amazing software, guys. So I would encourage you to get in there, dive in, learn, and realize that traffic is more important than anything else, guys. Anything else. So hopefully that helps tonight. But the widgets are there available for you. You can add anything in here. Also, this is a blog. You want to add a blog? Let's just bring that right out here. So that's gonna my blog post 2, my blog post 1. You can add categories. You can show your post image and description, number of items to display. If you wanted to do 23, and you just add recent posts, you can put these in anywhere. Add categories, interior, from wherever you're talking about. So it's up to you. So you can make a blog. It's a great software program to use. So I just encourage you to dive right in, guys. We're going to just discard all this and bring it back for the next show. Take care, guys. It's one of my thinking. One of my funnels I'm actually working on right now, so I don't want to change anything. So, but it's talking about landing pages. Well, this is going to be a landing page about how we're losing customers. So anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. I'll see you soon.